Happening this Saturday, KSAT, along with our community partners, are sponsoring this year's Light the Night event to support Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. Registration is free and open to everyone. Scan the QR code on your screen for more information.
We're right down there, right down the hill into the Wicked Woods.
Well, we gave you a taste of it last week on GMSA. Ahead in our next hour, we'll share the full story. We'll take you out to Castroville, Texas for a look at the Bell Creek Acres and what they have to offer for you and your entire family. And RJ is keeping tabs on the road. We know yesterday was a mess. Things are a little drier out there, but we still have some fog and mist this morning. We saw flashing lights a little bit earlier. We'll get an update from RJ coming up after this break. Stick around. You're watching GMSA.
Right now on GMSA, the Jewish Community Center of San Antonio is stepping up its security as war rages overseas in Israel. We're going to look at what they're doing this morning.
It preys on you. You don't ask for this content. It finds its way to you by very sophisticated ways.
There is a new push to protect children from social media, how different states are taking action to help parents.
And looking out there with a live cam, we had a little bit of fog this morning and kind of the coolness hanging on from yesterday, but things are going to change and we're going to be checking in with Mike about all that very soon.
Live from KSAT 12, Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
And a good morning to you. It is 6 a.m. on your Thursday, October 12th.
Thank you for joining us. A happy Thursday. It finally feels like fall, but it's going to change a little bit for a little while again.
That's right. Don't be fooled. Their warm-up is going to be happening around here. Mike Osterhage is here with more on that warm-up.
Yeah, we're going to be up just above normal. We've been spoiled the past couple of days.
Yeah.
Clouds never cleared out yesterday. We stayed in the mid-70s, no complaints, but we will make it into the mid and upper 80s today. Some 90s out there, and we're looking at 90 here in town tomorrow. A lot of humidity. Then the next front moves on through here. So just kind of grin and bear it. Also grin and bear it when you head out this morning because we do have some mist and drizzle out there. You can see a little bit kind of damp on 410 over there. Also a bit of fog. Now, things have improved since earlier this morning. 10 miles visibility out there at the airport. 5 Castroville, a little bit of fog around Pleasanton. Gonzales has actually come up slightly. It was down to 1.25 miles just about 45 minutes ago. Temperatures are mid to upper 60s, and then the dew points, the kind of the measure moisture in the atmosphere, those are running neck and neck with the air temperatures. A little bit of little or no wind out there. Those are the ingredients in place for some fog. And we'll still have to watch out for this because a lot of times fog likes to thicken up right around sunrise. So over the course of the next hour, hour and a half, we're just going to have to be on the lookout for some of these visibilities to get worse. Mold is moderate. Ragweed, fall, elm are both on the low side. And temperatures, it's going to be tough to get rid of these clouds. They'll be fairly stubborn throughout the morning. Then we'll start to see a little bit of sunshine. This is going to get us up to the upper 70s today at noon. And then we'll top off, like I said, at 86. Normal high is 84 with partly cloudy skies and still plenty of leftover humidity, and it's going to be hot and humid tomorrow. So the exact timing on the front, when the dry air moves on in here, and what's it going to be like for the weekend, plus a look ahead to the eclipse weather on Saturday. Details in just a couple of minutes. All right, Traffic Authority, Mr. Marquez, anything going on?
No, things looking pretty good right now, Mike. Yeah, that is good news right now for our drivers headed out during our 6 o'clock hour here on Good Morning San Antonio. Take you outside TransGuide traffic cameras. You see 35 at Fisher Road. We had some construction there earlier. That is all cleared out. You can see it's pretty smooth sailing there. I-10 at Hackberry, remember there was a couple of stalled vehicles reported in this area. Doesn't appear to be causing any major issues right now. As we take a look at our citywide map here, and you can see that we still have this stall being reported there, I-10 eastbound at Gevers Road, but I was looking at the camera there at New Braunfels, and again, traffic appears to be moving pretty good in that area right now. As far as the rest of the city, you can see a lot of green on our screen there, so that is good news. Might be a good time to head out. And if you are heading out, some gas prices to let you know about. So we've seen these prices drop throughout the good part of this week. We're now under $3 for an average gas of regular gasoline here, average gallon, of regular gas here, Bexar County, $2.98, $3.14 across the state, and then we have $3.64 across the country. So you're saving about 66 cents there if you are filling up today here in the Bexar County area. So that is good news out there for our drivers if you are headed out. Again, smooth sailing right now. Taking a look at 90 General McMullen, traffic moving along there as well. Mark and Stephanie, back to you guys.
Thank you, RJ. Happening today, the Jewish Community Center in San Antonio is stepping up its security in light of what's happening overseas. In a Facebook post yesterday, CEO Carissa Hayes announced that the closure of the east entrance and walkway leading to the JCC campus for the time being. The post cited an abundance of caution, and we're going to have more on the conflict in Israel and Gaza coming up at 6:30.
To an active silver alert, have you seen this woman? Police in Alamo near McAllen down in the valley say 80-year-old Sharon Johnson vanished yesterday afternoon at 2 p.m. She's about 5'4", has brown hair and brown eyes, and does have a medical condition. Police say she also has scars on her left arm and a mole under her left eye. If you know where she is, call Alamo Police at 956-787-1454.
This morning, an Austin murder suspect accused of trying to escape deputies is back in custody. Now, according to several media outlets, Caitlin Armstrong ran from Travis County officials. So this is a photo taken before her arrest. The 35-year-old is scheduled to go to trial for the murder of cyclist Anna Moriah Wilson later this month. And Armstrong reportedly took off as she was escorted from a doctor's appointment, but only made it a block before she was caught.
In your morning headlines, it's unclear when the House will have a new speaker again. The Republican nominee struggling to get enough support to win a floor vote. Congressman Steve Scalise is the GOP nominee for Speaker of the House. His former opponent is now endorsing him. However, Scalise needs 217 votes to become Speaker, and some Republicans say they will not support him. So for now, the House is effectively paralyzed with a key ally at war.
Cannot provide a dollar. We can't take care of Americans. We cannot take care of Ukraine, and we surely can't take care of Israelis.
Congress also needs to pass a spending bill to avoid a government shutdown next month.
In other headlines, someone in California won the $1.73 billion Powerball jackpot, ending a long stretch without a winner of the top prize. The jackpot is the second largest in the world, topped only by the $2 billion Powerball prize won by someone in California last November. Now, according to the Texas Lottery, 8 people across Texas managed to win $100,000 prizes.
Well, this morning there's a new push to protect children from social media.
As ABC's Andrea Fujii reports, 2 very different states, Utah and New York, are taking action. The idea is giving parents more control over what their kids see online.
This morning, a new proposal to keep kids safe online.
Social media platforms manipulate the content children see online to keep them on the platforms as long as possible.
Lawmakers in New York argue algorithms, which suggest content based on a user's perceived interests, are keeping kids addicted to social media.
It preys on you. You don't ask for this content. It finds its way to you by very sophisticated ways.
The governor calling algorithms the new tobacco.
We prohibit cigarettes and alcohol. Teenagers can't have access to them because it threats their health.
So state officials are now proposing legislation that would allow parents to opt their kids out of getting feeds based on those automated algorithms. Instead, kids would see only the sites they follow. Utah is also taking aim at algorithms. The state is suing TikTok, claiming the platform's algorithms are getting minors addicted.
Our focus right now is on young people whose brains are not fully developed. And these companies are very well of what they're doing.
TikTok responding, saying the app has industry-leading safeguards and saying it will continue to work to keep its community safe by tackling industry-wide challenges. Meta, owner of Facebook and Instagram, says it too has parental supervision tools. And the company defends algorithms, saying they allow teens to find like-minded communities. But recent studies show the impact social media is having on young people's mental health. The Surgeon General says teens who use social media more than 3 hours per day are twice as likely as other kids to experience anxiety and depression.
As for that proposal in New York, it would also allow parents to block access to social media from midnight to 6 a.m. and ban sites from selling or sharing kids' data. The proposal will be considered in the next legislative session. Andrea Fujii, ABC News, New York.
608, 67 degrees.
Houston Astros are moving on to the American League Championship Series. After the break, a preview of their all-Texas showdown with the Rangers.
Oh, it's going to be awesome this weekend. Outside with Live Cam, let's deal with the clear and present problem, and that is low clouds, a little bit of fog, maybe some mist out there. Things actually look a little bit better than they did when we went on the air about an hour ago, as we take a live look at San Antonio International Airport on this Thursday morning. We're talking sports during the break, and now we're talking sports with you. The Houston Astros were up in Minnesota last night as the Twins try to keep their season alive in Game 4 of the ALDS. About the first, Royce Lewis hits a solo to left field. Twins lead 1-0. But the Stros come back to ruin the Twins' night. Top of 4, tied at 1. Jose Abreu goes the opposite way. 2-run shot. Stros lead at 3-1. He's on fire last night. Bring on Ryan Presley. Bottom of the ninth gets Max Kepler looking for the final out. And Houston takes it 3-2 to win the series 3-1. Houston is back in the ALCS for a 7th straight season.
The staff was great. Urquidy was outstanding today. He gave us all he had. Everybody. I mean, this is a team win. And I tell you, I feel great for Press. This guy, you know, he's done it before. And hey, now me and Bruce Bochy need to battle.
So looking ahead, the ALCS will feature Houston and Texas for the first time. Game 1 and 2 will be at Minute Maid this coming Sunday and Monday. We were just talking about it. We hope they have the roof open for fall weather. Games 3 and 4 and 5, if necessary, will go down in Arlington Wednesday, Thursday, and next Friday. Times are to be determined. This is a best-of-7 series, and the winner, of course, moves on to the Fall Classic, this year's World Series.
And staying with sports, what do the Dallas Cowboys, Post Malone, and Chicken Tenders all have in common? Well, all three will come together in a brand new Raising Cane's restaurant set to open in North Texas for a one-of-a-kind experience. So it's going to be complete with Cowboys memorabilia, silhouette images of Post Malone, and a 32-foot star in the drive-through lane. That should be interesting. It opens up today in Dallas.
Well, now we need a Spurs Raising Cane's.
Oh, that would be nice to
That'd be
have
kind of
that
cool,
here.
right?
Yeah.
Are you nibbling on gummy bears while we do the broadcast?
I brought in the thing of candy right here.
It's a wonderful time of the year.
It's just like a movie theater. You just hear, give me a wrapper. That's what it sounds like. Yeah, we'll talk to Mike in a second. Right now,
Yes.
6:14.
I also gave RJ some candy.
Yeah, I was going to say, Stephanie came through here. I got the Twix Ghoulish Green. So
Which looks weird on the green wall you're standing in front
That's
of.
true. I guess, yeah, good point.
Wait, you got
Maybe
what
cannot
candy?
see it.
The Twix Ghoulish green? Yeah. It's actually not green. It's just, there's a little green on the inside, but it tastes the same.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's Snickers.
Can't wait for that. Also, got to check out that Cane's there with Post Malone. Very interesting combination there. Okay, taking a quick look at traffic, and you know what? Things are moving pretty good outside right now throughout pretty much the entire city of San Antonio. Traffic moving along pretty smooth there. I-10 and Hackberry, we could see that we are moving through the morning here, Thursday morning commutes. Nothing major to kind of let you guys know about. Still have that stalled vehicle there being reported eastbound there at Givers, but again, no major incidents there. There was another stalled vehicle being reported closer to US 90 westbound at 36th Street, but that has been cleared out. Just saw that. So TxDOT, the Hero trucks are definitely out and about taking care of some of these stalled vehicles. So this is all good news right now as we give you one more quick look at TransGuide, and you can see there, smooth sailing right now for the entire area. We like to keep it that way through our 6 o'clock hour.
RJ, you weren't playing, man. She's got good stuff. This is the Reese's
These
pumpkin.
are the goods.
I love this thing. This is a superfood.
Is that pumpkin flavor?
Yep. No.
It's just a pumpkin
It's the shape
shake,
of a pumpkin.
but a
Okay.
regular Reese's.
Did you steal this from your daughter?
No,
Thank you,
I
Rooney.
went Halloween candy shopping yesterday.
Really?
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh, it's good. Yeah, some
Y'all
nice
are all
little sugar boost.
Do you ever buy an extra bag of candy to eat leading up to?
Of
Halloween?
course.
No, that's never happened in my entire life.
No.
School bus rolling this morning. Watch out for a little bit of mist out there, some damp roads, and maybe even a patch or two of fog. What'd you do?
Nothing.
You doing the wrappers again? Yes. And then later on today, 86, so it's going to be pretty hot and humid. All right, speaking of Halloween and things kind of ghoulish, we had Animal World and Snake Farm on the show yesterday, and they've got a big event coming up here the weekend right before Halloween. And this was our little friend Harriet. And yes, I am holding Harriet the tarantula.
You're
How
so
did that go?
brave.
Wow.
You're so brave.
Fine.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Good.
that's fine. I mean, it's very gentle animal. Then they pulled out literally a bucket of snakes, and he was holding that, and that freaked me out to no end.
Where's the picture of that?
There's no photographic proof.
Guys, somebody's got a picture of it, not me.
Not you.
But yeah,
Tony.
coming up the weekend prior to Halloween, you can go online and register. Kids in costume, stuff like that. They're going to have all sorts of interaction and everything. It's the Animal World Snake Farm up there on 35. Yeah.
I love how Steph told you were so brave yesterday.
See, and it's
You
funny. It's
are.
either snakes or spiders. Some people don't like spiders. Some people don't like snakes. Man, those snakes. She had like 4 or 5. Never mind. Lots of clouds out there right now, and it looks like the road is a bit damp. We had some sprinkles around the area, nothing heavy enough to be picked up on radar, but there has been a little bit out there this morning. 3 miles visibility over there at Gonzales, so that's some of the thicker fog. There's really not much. I mean, it has improved substantially in and around town, a little bit around Bernie Stage, a little bit around Castroville. Just kind of keep an eye out for it. So, all right, yesterday, clouds never cleared out, 74 high temperature. That's fine in my book. 80 Cotulla and 76 up the road in Kerrville. Now today it is going to get warm. We are going to be clearing on out. We'll have some 90s around the area and still plenty of humidity hanging around here as well. So these mid and upper 80s are going to feel a lot closer to 90. Then, like I said, we do hit 90 on Friday. That's prior to the front moving through. And the front's been delayed, so that's why we are going to have that time to warm up, especially right out ahead of the front. Some clearing later on today, still a few leftover clouds. Plenty of clouds, probably a little bit of mist and fog again tomorrow morning. Then we'll see sunshine in the afternoon. Now, this particular computer model wants to even squeeze out a sprinkle or two as the front moves through tomorrow evening. Maybe. I wouldn't really count on that, but this one is also much slower with the passage of that front. One computer model brings it in just about dinner time, just after that. This one a little bit slower into the evening in the overnight hours on Saturday. So we will then have the drier air moving on in here as we get into early Saturday morning. Some clouds to start off the day, and there is the chance that we keep a few clouds hanging around here late in the morning for the eclipse. It's still going to be good viewing weather, but there will be 1 or 2 of them still sticking around here. 90 tomorrow, very humid as well. And then 80 on Saturday, Sunday, 63 to start off on Saturday, and Sunday 59, then mid-50s going into next. So it's going to be jacket weather at least the first half of next week, and then plenty of sunshine and 80s later on in the afternoon.
See, the weather's so nice. I'm really hoping that for folks that go to Minute Maid for the
Oh, yes.
ALCS get to have the
Nice, cool weather.
the roof open.
A nice, cool, crisp night watching baseball.
Doesn't get better than that, does it?
Sounds good.
Except for a small Snickers.
Thank you.
619, 67 degrees.
Just ahead, YouTube is the king of streaming, at least for teens in the U.S. Why they could be winning their battle against Netflix.
Ask Sherwin-Williams and save big during the 4-day super sale. Get 40% off paints and stains with sale prices starting at $26.69. Hurry, it's only October 13th through the 16th. Shop online or at your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store.
Dude, you coming? Because the only thing dripping should be your style. Plop, plop, fizz, fizz. With Alka-Seltzer Plus Cold and Flu Relief. Also try for Fizzy Fast Cough Relief.
I'm Amber. I've lost 128 pounds with Golo taking release. I have literally tried everything. I was on the verge of getting gastric bypass surgery, and I saw the Golo commercial, and it was the last thing I tried because it worked.
I got that eternal energy. You don't know what's standing in front of me. Got that eternal energy.
In your morning consumer headlines, YouTube is beating Netflix. A new survey says for the first time, American teens are watching more video on YouTube than on Netflix. Analysts say the poll shows YouTube's content is improving and the streaming business is getting quite a bit more competitive.
Uber Eats has announced the launch of a new feature because customers can now order from 2 restaurants or stores without paying an extra delivery fee. However, delivery workers may object due to the cost of pickups at 2 separate locations. And looking ahead, KSAT, along with our community partners, we are sponsoring this year's Light the Night event. It's a night to support the Leukemia Lymphoma Society and to pay tribute to patients, survivors, and those who have passed away from cancer.
Reporter Lee Waldman will be the MC for the event at Hemisphere on the 14th. This Saturday starts at 6 p.m. Registration is free and open to everyone, and participants are encouraged to raise money to support the mission.
If you scan that QR code on your screen right now, it will take you to our KSAT 12 fundraising page where you can join the KSAT team and make a donation to help us reach our goal of $5,000.
Also this Saturday, the 14 Children's Heart Foundation is hosting a family-friendly walk to raise money for congenital heart defect research. It's happening at the San Antonio Zoo. Registration opens at 7:30 a.m., followed by opening ceremonies, and then the walk at 9 a.m. You can read more about all the KSAT community events on our website at ksat.com.
And the time now is 6:25 and 67 degrees for now.
Still ahead at 6:30, San Antonio International Airport getting a few more flights where you could go on your next vacation nonstop from right here at home.
And we're just weeks away from Muertos Fest, what you need to know before it all kicks off later this month at Hemisphere Park.
Checking the roads once again with TransGuide for obvious problems. 35 to 410 looks pretty good. So does I-10 at New Braunfels Avenue. We'll be back.
As Israel and Hamas intensify their fighting, civilians on both sides of the border are scrambling for cover. I'm ABC's Justin Finch with more on that and what the U.S. is saying about hostages held captive by Hamas.
Meanwhile, dozens of Texans trying to make it back home after being stuck in Israel when fighting broke out, plus a new travel warning from the U.S. State Department.
And let's look out there with live cam. We had some fog this morning and we had some leftover coolness from yesterday. I've been enjoying the drop in temperatures, but things are going to change temporarily very soon.
Good morning, everybody. 6:30 on your Thursday, October 30th.
Thanks for joining us. We hope you've had a wonderful weekend. We hope you enjoyed this fall-like weather, but Mike, we know we're going to take a little break from the fall weather, right?
Yes. Prior to the next front moving on through here, it's like you always say the calm before the storm. It's that heat up before we get the fall weather coming on in. So yesterday was a nice break because the clouds never did clear on out. Now, as far as clearing, obviously, we mentioned about a little bit of fog. There was some earlier this morning. However, visibility obviously is pretty good out there at the airport. There are still, though, hints of it around. 68 is the temperature. Dew point's at 65. So, yeah, they are running neck and neck, but there's enough of a difference to where we're not seeing too much fog out there at the airport. However, over by Gonzales, you got 3 miles visibility. Castroville, a little bit of fog, a little bit around Bernie Stage. Pleasanton, 5 miles right now. So we're just going to have to be on the lookout. It's not going to be any pea soup around here, but it may get thicker in the next hour or so as we approach sunrise. Temperatures are in the mid to upper 60s. And then again, we do have more humidity out there. And these numbers are going to be staying or even going up a little bit over the next 36 to almost 48 hours before that front moves on through here. Mold is moderate. Ragweed, fall elm are both on the low side. So we've got just a hint of fog. There's been some mist as well. So the roads are going to be kind of dampish around, and then some sunshine. It's going to be hot today. Mid and upper 80s, a little bit above normal. Then tomorrow, 90 prior to that front arriving, which is going to be, well, that late afternoon may be a bit optimistic because some computer models actually don't have that moving on through here till even right after dinner time. And then it's going to be a slower process getting the dry air moving on in here. That will be occurring overnight into early Saturday morning. Now, a couple of clouds are going to be hanging around here. There may have been 1 or 2 of them hanging around late Saturday morning as the eclipse begins, but it's going to be great weather, and that's going to continue on in through next week. Just fall. Cool mornings, nice afternoons. All the details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, RJ. You've had it easy so far this morning.
We did.
Still the case?
So, no. So I was about to say, Mike, so we made it through most of our newscasts here with no major incidents, but we definitely got a big one here. They're looking at 35 Tupperwine Road there on the northeast side, headed up towards 1604 and basically sort of the Forum area, Selma. If you're headed out this direction right now, keep this in mind. We have a crash being reported here. Not sure how many vehicles are involved. This just popped up maybe about 10 minutes ago there on TxDOT's traffic page, and then TransGuide went ahead and put this camera up for us. But you could see that we have at least 2 of the main lanes blocked here on the left side. Again, the northbound lanes of 35 there, but at least 2 of the lanes blocked. You can see that now traffic is definitely bottlenecking in this one area, and I believe we have an entrance ramp coming in through this area as well. So something that we're going to continue to monitor as we take a look at our maps and see exactly how this is affecting traffic there for our drivers on the northeast side. Traffic being delayed significantly right now. We just saw through the the camera. Topperwine Road, again, 35 northbound. Traffic being delayed all the way down to O'Connor Road. So if you're headed up to this area, know someone that's headed up in this area, just let them know that O'Connor Road might be some way to exit out of this right now, and then you could sort of maybe take Judson Road out of there. But we'll continue to look at some alternate routes, let you know more information as we get it here to KSAT. Want to let you know about some other another incident here. This is just a stalled vehicle there, 35 southbound at Engelman Road. But the big story right now, 35 northbound at Topperwine, have a serious crash here. Keep caution if you're in this area. Mark and Stephanie?
Thank you for the heads up, RJ. This morning, more than 50 Texans are now safe after being stuck in Israel with ongoing conflict.
And those are just the ones we know of. Our Sarah Costa is live near the Jewish Community Center. And Sarah, we understand some of them were trying to get back to San Antonio.
Yeah, that's right, Mark and Steph. A group of 40 people from San Antonio were traveling through Israel when the terroristic group Hamas set off that wave of rockets. 12 days of travel cut short, and those passengers needed a new plan, a similar journey for the team of 19 from Concordia Lutheran Church. Senior Pastor Bill Tucker spoke to us. His group now is in Jordan, finding new flights to return to Texas. They were in northern Israel for an archaeological dig.
There are military aircraft flying overhead constantly, and there are all kinds of things that are happening. We have some of our folks who are able to get flights to fly out as early as tomorrow, and then there will continue to be folks who are flying out, groups of our people who are flying out and flying home each day.
Glad they are safe, and we know multiple airlines have already canceled flights out of Tel Aviv, home to Israel's largest airport. American and Delta Airlines have suspended flights through the month and say they're monitoring the situation. Now, back here at home, happening today, the Jewish Community Center in San Antonio is stepping up its security in light of what's happening overseas. In a Facebook post yesterday, the CEO announced the closure of the east entrance and walkway leading to the JCC campus for the time being. That post cited an abundance of caution. For the latest on this story and more, if you want to read about those travelers, just head to our website, ksat.com. Live on the city's north side, I'm Sarah Costa, KSAT 12 News. Mark, Steph.
Sarah, thank you. Now to the latest on the war in the Middle East. Here's a live look at what we believe is Gaza City this morning. A boat on fire as Israel's bombardment continued overnight into the early morning hours, striking hundreds of targets. It's now afternoon there. Civilians scrambling for cover from the unrelenting airstrikes fired between Israel and Hamas.
The number of dead on both sides rising to at least 2,300, including at least 22 Americans.
As ABC's Justin Finch reports, the U.S. is pledging military support as families await word on loved ones held hostage by Hamas.
This morning, day 6 of Israel's war with Islamist militant group Hamas. New Israeli Defense Forces video showing its airstrike shattering structures across Gaza it says are connected to terrorists and striking what the IDF calls a terrorist target in the sea. Meantime, Gaza civilians struggling. An Israeli-imposed siege is blocking food and fuel into the Hamas-led territory. Hospitals are at full capacity. Families facing uncertainty.
There is nothing that we can do. Even the place that I'm in right now is already almost out of water, almost out of food.
The IDF accusing Hamas of hiding its operations in civilian infrastructure as it mobilizes more than 300,000 reservists and prepares for a ground incursion into Gaza. Though military officials say political leaders have not yet given them orders to proceed. The IDF still uncovering death and destruction.
They massacred everybody here. 112 residents of this kibbutz were murdered.
Many families have now gone days without knowing where their loved ones are. This mother says her 2 teenagers are in Hamas custody and she can't bear watching videos showing her son held hostage.
My baby is like nothing, held by terrorists. It's not possible. Can you imagine your child like that?
President Biden saying the U.S. is working to help secure the hostages' release.
Folks, there's a lot we're doing. A lot we're doing. I have not given up hope on bringing these folks home.
National Security spokesman John Kirby says the administration is still gathering new information and hasn't yet made any decisions on whether to send U.S. troops into Gaza to recover hostages. Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
And looking ahead, San Antonio International Airport is adding an 8th nonstop international destination. This one is to Torreon, Mexico. San Antonio International will be one of the 2 cities with nonstop service to TRC. The airline, Viva Aerobus, will begin flying there on June 1st, 2024. It is now the 5th city in Mexico that you can reach directly from San Antonio.
Before we go to break, Muertos Fest is back at Hemisphere Park later this month. It's the biggest Dia de los Muertos festival in all of Texas. Over 100,000 people came out last year. And now that Civic Park is open, organizers say it has more space for ofrendas, local art vendors, and live music. So Muertos Fest happening October 28th and 29th. If you can't make it, KSAT will bring you the best parts of the celebration right here on KSAT 12, November 1st at 8 o'clock that evening.
And the time now, 6:39 and 67 degrees for now.
Well, just ahead, we gave you a taste of it last week here on GMSA. And this morning, we're sharing the full story, heading to Castroville for a look at all that Bell Creek Acres has to offer for you and your family. 6:42 all month on GMSA. We're telling you about all the fall fun you can have with your family.
And some of our GMSA producers took the short drive to Castroville to explore Bell Creek Acres.
Let's just say they had quite the adventure. Check it out.
Right now, you're at Bell Creek Acres Pumpkin Patch and Family Fun Park.
So we decided to get out of San Antonio, take a little adventure. I have some friends with me. What do y'all think?
I'm excited.
We're gonna have a good time.
Can't wait to get started.
Oh, right down there, right down the hill into the Wicked Woods.
We just want people to be able to bring their families and come out here and have a really good time. There's something for everyone. The boutique, which is all of our Halloween special made things.
Everything was amazing. Something for the whole family. Check it out. We highly recommend. 10 out of 10.
Okay, so our producers didn't sleep that day at all.
No. All for team building there.
That was Haley, Joy, and Colin. Thank you guys for going out there.
Yeah, so Colin's in the booth right now. Did you have a good time, Colin? He said it was a great time. All right, so you can check out Bell Creek Acres in Castroville, from thousands of pumpkins to hayride through the forest around the Medina River to a petting zoo and games for the whole family. There's something for everyone. We have all the information on our website right now. Just head over to ksat.com and look for this story.
Definitely a petting zoo versus what was in there. A very petty zoo. Like the animals are like, good to see you. 6:44, 67 degrees.
Archer.
Yes. So, producer Colin said that hayride was top notch. So we'll go ahead and take advice. This is no hayride right now for our drivers on the northeast side. I-35 northbound Topper Wine. You see we have a crash here that has blocked the 2 left lanes of 35 north at Topper Wine Road. So obviously this is causing a major bottleneck, major delays there right now. To show you the maps real quick, show you exactly what we're looking at. Again, crash being reported there. 35 at North Topper Wine. You see traffic backed up all the way past O'Connor Road. And so if you're thinking about a potential exit, maybe Thousand Oaks, Randolph Boulevard runs kind of parallel there to 35. So that may be an option till you hit Judson Road. But again, this looks like it's going to be out there for a while there as crews try and clear out this scene there on the northeast side.
Oh no, we started off better this morning.
We did. We started off good, and now we have a major crash here. Yeah,
okay. Well, hopefully they can work that out very soon.
Yeah, definitely.
You actually said a petty zoo.
Well, no, we didn't. We almost did.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
I changed it.
It was written that way.
Yeah,
so
I changed it.
The eclipse coming up on Saturday. Of course, this will not be a total total eclipse because the moon is at the farthest point, the apogee of its orbit around the Earth, which means it's at its farthest point from the Earth. So relative to the sun, it is just a little bit smaller. And that's why we say the ring of fire, but 90% of the sun is definitely going to be covered by the moon. Of course, here in town, that's going to be from 11:52 to 11:56. And even though it is like this, you still don't look at it without glasses on. Throughout the entire event, you need to have glasses. Don't look through a camera unless you have glasses or a proper filter on that camera. So you can do a lot of damage to your eyes with that. But again, this is going to be Saturday, and we are going to be just have the KSAT app or the KSAT weather app. We're going to be streaming it all morning long, and going to have a lot of reports from Floresville. Mia's going to be there. I'm going to be out in Uvalde, and then Sarah, Adam, and Justin are going to be here with everything you need. All right, a little bit of Quidditch match over there with the skeletons. I wonder who won. Love that, though. I love the little dog right there. That's great. Thank you very much, Oscar, for that picture. Got a lot of clouds hanging around here. A little bit of mist has been hanging around the area as well this morning, along with some fog. Now, we don't have bad visibility here in town. On the outskirts, hints of fog. Gonzales, you've got a decent batch of it there. And then there is some around Carrizo Springs, a hint around Rock Springs over there and down by Victoria. So nothing too awfully thick, but just, a hint here and there, and maybe a little bit of a sprinkle still this morning. So the roads are going to be on the damp side. 78 degrees today at noon. 84 is the normal high. We're going to be above that up to 86, and there's still going to be plenty of humidity hanging around here. So that's going to add to that. And then it gets even hotter prior to the front moving on through. So there's the next big trough out there. And ahead of this thing moving through, that's going to help to pull the front through, we then really start to warm up. Then the front moves through. It's not going to be until probably after dinner time tomorrow night, and it's going to be a slow process getting the dry air moved on in here. After that, though, we are going to be keeping some beautiful weather around because this big trough sets up around here over the Great Lakes, and that's going to keep us in a nice northwesterly flow. So that's going to keep fall conditions around here. Cool mornings, nice afternoons throughout a good chunk of next week. And there is yet another, so this is great fall pattern, this roller coaster action coming on in here. This looks to be an even deeper trough covering the eastern half of the country next week. So right now it's still obviously a long way off, but indications of some rain perhaps late in the week, as well as another front coming in here by about the same time next week. Love the pattern we're in. All right, forecast today. We are going to make it up to 86. We'll have some sunshine, a little bit of stubborn clouds this morning, definitely, and then some mist, maybe a hint or two of fog. Tomorrow, 90. It's going to be hot and humid. Still going to be pretty warm for the start of football games tomorrow. Then the drier air starts to work its way in here. We'll have some clouds hanging around not only tomorrow morning, Saturday as well. So that's going to be one little fly in the ointment in some areas as far as the eclipse is concerned. But look at that, 80s all the way into next week, even upper 70s by the middle of the week, lows in the 50s.
Yay.
Yeah, real nice.
Beautiful.
Thank you, Michael. 6:49, 67 degrees.
And here's a look at what's coming up tomorrow on GMSA.
It's a really exciting time to be at San Antonio Zoo, especially now because it's spooky season.
Our fall adventures continue here on GMSA. We're going to take you to the San Antonio Zoo as we learn all about Zubu. It's another great time for you and your family. That's tomorrow on GMSA.
Thanks for starting your day with GMSA. Outside with live cam looking at the airport and some low clouds. We'll be right back.
Good morning. Coming up here on GMA, we're following this one closely. Israel at war. This morning, fears are growing over a wider war in the region, and our team is right there on the ground covering the latest developments, with the U.S. Secretary of State arriving in Israel just hours ago. Also ahead, the big question this morning when it comes to a new Speaker of the House. House Republicans nominating Steve Scalise, but then delaying a final vote. Our Rachel Scott tracking it closely, and you'll see it all right here on GMA.
This Hispanic Heritage Month, we're exploring Mexico's national sport, and that involves skillful roping, talented horsemanship, and much more.
Coming up today on GMSA at 9, we're going to hear from San Antonians who are keeping Charadilla alive. Plus, we're going to speak with a planetary geologist from Trinity University.
Yeah, it's about the annular solar eclipse happening this weekend, so tune in for that and much, much more today on GMSA at 9. Well, we've been talking about the eclipse now coming up this week, and we've also been talking about how important it is to protect your eyes while trying to view the eclipse.
You see, Mia has sunglasses right now, and those special glasses actually. Right now on KSAT.com, we have a list of places where you can get your protective eyewear. And also, Sarah Spivey had a fun, easy project that you can do with the kiddos to make a viewfinder for the big event.
And don't forget, you can count on us for complete coverage coming up Saturday, beginning at 9 a.m. We'll have coverage of the eclipse right here on KSAT. If you want to see more of our stories leading up to the big event, scan the QR code on your screen right now. I'll slow it down a little bit so you can do that and find everything you need to know on KSAT.com.
Does it work? Let's see.
It works. Doing it real quick.
Yeah.
You got to zoom in a little bit.
Zoom in. There you go.
Yep.
I got it too.
And if Stefan can do it, we can all do it.
Yes, you can too. Time now 6:55. Let's check back with RJ Marcus.
Yeah, guys, drivers definitely do not want to see what's going on here on the northeast side. I-35 at Topperwine, we have a major crash, at least 2 lanes blocked here on the left side of the northbound lanes at Topperwine. You can see that we have a serious bottleneck taking place here for drivers on the northeast side. Taking a look at our maps, you can see traffic is backed up past O'Connor Road. Seen some reports that it's backed up all the way to Loop 410. So Loop 410 and 35 where that sort of meets. This is something that is going to cause some major delays for our drivers out there. Northeast side headed up to the Live Oak area and the Forum area. So keep caution if you're headed out there, and we'll continue to follow this during our 7 o'clock hour.
What a mess. Watch out for a few damp roads out there. We've had some mist around the area this morning, and there are hints of fog, not in San Antonio proper, but surrounding that, and even out toward Gonzales. 3 miles visibility right now, 68 degrees at the airport, and we're going to keep plenty of humidity around here, 86 for a high temperature later on today with some sunshine mixed on in here. And then tomorrow it gets even hotter. The front's not going to come through until dinner time or just after that, so that's going to allow things to really heat up to 90, plenty of humidity. Then we'll slowly get rid of the humidity overnight. Some leftover clouds on Saturday, so we'll have to kind of be concerned about that. And then great fall weather through the weekend.
Thanks again for the Halloween candy stuff.
Yes, well, except for that one. You're